Alrighty. Hello, everybody. It's finally the new year, 2025, and Happy New Year to every single one of you. I hope 2024 was an amazing year. And here we are, 2025, back at it again with our New Year's resolutions, our new targets and goals in mind. And just like everything in life, when there's a new year, everything deserves a fresh start. So for me, for example, I'm preparing for the new year by cleaning up my computer. So I also have like a new journaling notebook now that my friend gave me. So a lot of new fresh starts, new glasses as well for the new year. So it's a lot of new things that I prepared for this year. 2024 was an amazing year by God's grace. A lot of opportunities, new experiences, new friends I've met. And 2024 has been one of the most memorable years in my life thus far. I've shared a few snippets of it on my socials, so you can check it out if you want to know what's been going on. But yeah, 2025, a lot of wonderful things are to be expected, and I hope I'll get to share it more with you guys here in 2025. But enough of that. I'm here to show you and to share with you actually how I've come to prepare specifically my laptop for 2025. So, in the year, you have a bunch of files going on, you have a bunch of things that you have stored in your computer, and you just want to start everything fresh, right? Clear up some storage, rearrange some files, delete some files that you don't need. And so I'm going to share with you some of the things that I did to get my computer properly set up for the start of this year. So let's jump right in. So one of the things that I did first to clean up my digital space, my computer, is to start scanning my hard drive. Scan for some files, scan which ones are really big, it's like accumulating so much space, and just started deleting those. I'm using this app called Omni Disk Sweeper. This one, Omni Disk Sweeper. So this is a free app that you can download for Mac, and basically it scans your whole hard drive of all the files that you have there. And basically what you can do is click on them and then click on the folders. It sorts the folders for you, the largest ones to the smallest, and then you can just go through each folder and see which files are taking up so much space. Once you find a file, you can put it to trash by clicking on this trash icon, or press reveal so that it will open up that file for you, or that folder for you. So, example like this. So once you found them, just delete them or transfer them. For transferring files, I actually recommend to use an external hard drive. So like, for example, this one. So this is an SSD drive from Samsung. It's the T5 portable SSD from Samsung. So it's a really nifty SSD card. And the reason why I prefer SSD cards is because they are small and light. This is 1 TB, and they're also very fast. Like the reading and the saving, the writing to these files, to these drives are very, very fast. They are called SSDs, or solid state drives. I also do have an HDD, or a hard drive, which I've used. So I'm using this one from WD, My Passport. It's a hard drive. It's not as fast as the SSD, but they say it lasts longer. This storage space on these is also 1 TB. So I use these two to store my files. These are my two active ones. The main one that I'm using for my daily use is this one, because this is just way faster, especially because it's using Thunderbolt for connection. I highly recommend, if you have files that you don't use anymore, or you're not really sure if you're still gonna use it later on, you store them on a hard drive. It helps to clear up space on your Mac, and also ensures that you also still have it here with you. Now, you also do have the option to use cloud backup like G Drive or iCloud or Dropbox, and that's a great alternative to these SSDs. However, I do find cloud backups to be a bit slow, especially when your internet download speeds are not as fast. So it's really helpful when you can have like your own local storage option, because this will prove to be much faster compared to your cloud ones. I do use a cloud drive. I use iCloud primarily for my personal stuff, but most of my files live on hard drives. It's just much quicker to access them here. Okay, so that's how I clean up my digital space. So I use this app called Omni Sweeper. Now, another thing that I do to rearrange my files, say for example, if you clean up all your files, how do you arrange them? You know, a lot of us, we have a bunch of files that we have, especially in our downloads, for example, like just a bunch of them, uncategorized, unarranged. So, how do you arrange your computer so that all your files can be easily found? One of the ways I'm actually arranging my folders in my computer is by using a para method. Para method. What is the para method? Okay, so the para method is formulated by this guy named Thiago Forte. So he's the sort of the first person who came up with this. So it's a system for organizing your digital information across any platform. For me personally, I use it to manage my folders and my files. So para actually stands for P, which is projects, A, which is areas, R, resources, and the other A is archives. So projects are usually where I put files that are currently being worked on. So these are active files. For example, if there's any Word document I'm currently working on and I need for work, I put those under projects. Areas is, well, it's categorized by different areas. So for me, for example, I have my music, I have my church, I have my YouTube, and so on and so forth. So under each of these, that's where I basically store all the files. So it's grouped by areas. And of course, resources, this is where I put things that I use for references. So these are typically like PDFs, ebooks, tutorials, talks, and you know, it's the stuff you found on find on YouTube. So this is where I put them. I put them under resources, and then archives is sort of like your trash. If you're not sure if you want to delete the files yet, or if you just want to keep them on a limbo, if you're not really sure if you want to delete them yet, you can put them on archive so that um, you don't have to refer or find them there compared to having them in projects, areas, or resources. So the way that I've done this para system is actually here. So for example, in documents, actually I have here 4 folders. So that's for my projects, area, resources, and archives. So under projects, these are basically all the documents that I'm still using, are still being active right now. And I don't really want to put them anywhere else for now. And then area, if I open this up, you can see it's divided to like music, home, Anki flashcards, brands, design. So these are all documents related to these specific areas. And then I also have here resources. So as you can see, these are basically like PDF documents, PDFs, documents, numbers, any sort of thing that I want to use in the future for references. So that's where I put them. And finally, archives. This one, these are basically things, files that I don't really have any uses yet, or will not have any uses in the future, but I'm not really sure if I want to delete them, so I put them under archives. So yeah, this is how I arrange most of my files, but as you can see, I still need a bit of work on fixing these for the most part. Movies, you can see here, there's like same thing, projects, areas, and resources, and archives. So it's all here. This is how I'm arranging them for the meantime. Now, this my implementation of the para method is not yet perfect, but I'm getting there slowly and surely. It's just been a really helpful way for me to find all my files if ever I need to look them up. If I think like I need to find something music for church, I go to music, go to areas, go to church, and then I'll find there specifically the projects that I've used in the past. The para method I've also applied on my G drive, for example. So in my G drive, I also have that projects, areas, resources, and archives. And I've also applied it to my SSD card, my hard drive, and my hard drives. It's a uniform way of arranging my files so that I'll know exactly where I need to go in a general sense if I need to look for a specific file. And I think that's really, really helpful. So yeah, that's how I've arranged my system on my computer. So I use OmniDisk to find files that I don't need, delete them or transfer them so I can have more space on my computer. And then to rearrange my files and my documents and my projects and my folders, I use the para method. I'll try to link for a video on YouTube from Tiago Forte so that you guys can take a look for yourselves how he explains the parent method, because I think it's a really, really effective way to arrange your digital information anywhere. So whether it's on the computer, on the internet, wherever. I hope this has been helpful to get you started on your New Year's resolution and hopefully clear up the clutter to make room for what's to come for 2025. I hope you guys have a great new year ahead. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. God bless you.